Alright folks, hello and welcome to these video examples. In these videos I'll be giving you the first step of each of these exponent problems that will help you along on your graded homework. We're going to start with number 1. In number 1 we have this problem here, negative 5x to the 8th, y to the negative 5th, whole thing to the third power, or to the exponent of 3. Now the relevant law here is that when you have a product and an exponent, you must do each term of that product to that exponent. We kind of called this quote-unquote distributive. So if it was just x, y, z to the a, it would become x to the a, y to the a, z to the a. So that's what I'm going to use above, and very carefully I'm going to find the product, or the power of the product, by doing the exponent of 3 to each of those terms. So what will that become? Well, if we proceed carefully, negative 5 to the third, we can rewrite it if we'd like. Not negative 3, sorry about that. Then we have x to the 8th to the third, which becomes x to the 24th. That's employing the rule of when you have a power of a power, you multiply the exponents. And then lastly, we have y to the negative 5th to the third, which becomes y to the negative 15th. Okay, now this is not the final answer, but it's a helpful step in the process. What you need to do next is evaluate this first power with the number in it and get rid of this negative exponent. So hopefully that's a good start for you there. Now let's take a look at number 2. In this one, we notice this large fraction here, all raised to the power of 5. To simplify that, we're going to use the law that says when you have a quotient raised to a power, or a fraction, then you need to do that exponent to each of the terms of the numerator and the denominator. Or in other words, x over y to the a equals x to the a over y to the a. And that's what I'm going to use to simplify this problem here. So I'm going to leave that first fraction the same, 1 over 4 times x to the 5th. And then we have times, and now I will do 2 to the 5th, x to the squared, or x squared to the 5th, which becomes x to the 10th. And then in the denominator we have y to the 3rd to the 5th, which becomes y to the 15th. Now remember, this is not your final answer, but it's a helpful step in the process. What you need to do next is evaluate this power and make sure you cancel wherever possible. Notice you have x's in a numerator and denominator, which will allow for some canceling. Alright, so that's help with number 2. And remember, when you have a power like y to the 3rd of a power, you are going to multiply those exponents. That's the rule I used for that denominator. Let's go to number 3. So in this example, we have a noticeable negative exponent, which I'd like to get rid of right off the bat. So the meaning of a negative exponent is to move the position of the power, keep the base, and make the exponent positive. So if you have x to the negative n, that would mean move the location, or move it to the denominator and make it x to the positive n. In this case, our whole power starts in the denominator, so we're going to move it to the numerator, rewrite that base exactly the same. I'm not changing the negative 9x to the 5th, but I make my exponent positive. You could have a denominator of over 1, but remember, over 1 is not going to affect your final answer, so you don't have to write that if you choose not to. Okay, and after that you just need to do each term of that product to the exponent of 2 and you'll have your answer. So this is not finished. Remember, this is not finished. You need to take it that step further. Finally, your help for number 4. In this one, you know what, I made a mistake when I wrote the problem out, so let me just correct that. We should have a negative 5 here and a negative 3 here. So the hint I was going to give you is to rewrite this problem and get rid of those negative exponents. In other words, I'll move the negative 3. That means move it to the numerator. This m to the negative 5 means move it to the denominator. You change its location and then make it positive. The 9p to the 4th stays the same, but now in the denominator we have m to the 5th. And then you can simplify this expression by canceling and subtracting as needed. Alright, so that's how you do the first 4, or at least that's a help to get you started on the first 4. In the next video, we'll be looking at problems 5 through 8. Hope this helped. Thanks for watching.